If you're looking to pick up the Google Pixel 7a in 2024 and you are undecided, well, let me give you an idea of what it's like to use the device on a daily basis over the last 1 year up to the publication of this video. And in the process, I shall cover some pros and cons. So let's go.
Let's start off by looking at the design and build quality of the Google Pixel 7a. The first thing you'll notice, especially if you're looking to pick up this device, is how compact it is, because it has a 6.1 inch frame, which is obviously diagonally, and because of that, it is very compact and light, meaning it will fit into most trousers, jackets, pants, and even shorts pockets. And ladies, this will fit comfortably, I'd say even snug in your handbags. In terms of the back, material is made of plastic, although you'd never know that. And the other thing as well is it does hide fingerprints really well. Naturally, yes, if I bring it really close, you will see it, but like I said, hides it really well. So I do like that, especially this color anyway. The other thing to note is that the camera visor is very much similar to the design on the Pixel 8 and the 8 Pro. So what that means, two things. Firstly, they're not too dissimilar, they're very much similar. And secondly, the design on the 8 and 8 Pro is definitely going to be the blueprint for the upcoming Google Pixel 8a, or depending when it may be after you watching this video. So the point I want to make there is that this design is definitely going to last some time. So that's the point I'm making. Whereas this design compared to the 6a is an upgrade. So just to prove my point, so here we are. So here's the Google Pixel 6a on my left here. So you can see the camera visor design has definitely been upgraded on the Pixel 7a. One of my bugbears about Google Pixel phones is the button configuration. Again, I have no idea why they do this. So as you can see here, you have the volume rocker at the bottom and the on-off power button at the top. Whereas if you look at other Android devices, 100% of other Android devices, it's the other way around. I think hold on, let me try and reach out for one. So here we go, look. Here I've got the Poco X5 Pro here. Oh, so you can see it very distinctively there. So see the yellow button? That is the on-off power button, and then the volume rocker is at the top. So because of this, when I'm flicking from one an Android device to any Google Pixel phone and vice versa, I'm always clicking the wrong button. 1 minute I think, oh, the bottom is the volume rocker, whereas it's not, and the other time I think the top is the on-off power button. And so you can see very quickly you get confused, and before you realize you're pressing the wrong buttons. So it would be nice if Google could change this and make sure that it is the same as everybody else. Honestly, uniformity is very important there. All right, this device, this is really nice. It does have stereo speakers, although you'll only see one of the speakers at the bottom, and the other speaker you won't see it to the top. But believe me when I tell you that it is sort of, it's so difficult to show you here. Trying not successfully. It's a gap along here, and that's where the sound is coming in. So that's what makes the stereo speakers, and obviously you do get Dolby Atmos.
Back in December 2023, when I started to put this video together, you could pick up the Pixel 7a for a really good price, because at the time you had the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals, which ran on for weeks. Up to the publication of this video, you can pick up the Google Pixel 7a from anywhere around $300 up to $370, and that is unlocked on Amazon. And if you're really savvy, you could probably get it for even cheaper using the Amazon Renew program.
Battery consumption is always a subjective matter, and it will differ from person to person and usage. What I can confirm is that I have used this device on numerous days throughout the day with good medium to heavy use, and by the end of each day I'm usually left with about, I think, maybe 20 to 30% battery life. I do cover this in my main review of the Google Pixel 7a. And just to repeat, that is without charging throughout the day, which is tough for someone like myself who always likes their devices to be topped up to maybe 80 to 90%. So this thing can handle it, no problem. The only thing I don't do is play games. Other than that, when I throttle tested it, YouTube, listening to music, again, just doing the usual, going on social media, some filming. The only thing I don't do is gaming, because I'm definitely not a gamer. But as I said, this thing can definitely last you all day. Now, there's a downside to that, because if, for example, you're only left with about, say, 20% or 25%, even 30%, one thing is for sure: when you go to top up the device by charging it, it will take you an eternity. It can take you good, I think, over an hour and a half, if I'm not mistaken. So I would highly recommend not letting it draw down to those levels before you charge the device. The nice thing with this device is that you now have wireless charging. So again, that's an upgrade from the 6A, and I'm really pleased with that. But again, the caveat there is, do not let the device get too low, because with the wireless charging, it is capped at 7.5 watts. So again, it will take an eternity to charge. And even if you charge this wired, it's only maximum 18 watts. So again, just be mindful of that.
If you find that you are running low on battery just before you're about to go to bed, what you can do is turn on the adaptive charging, and by the morning your device will be fully charged at 100%.
With the biometrics on this device, you have the choice of a pin, your fingerprint. Just quickly show you what that's like. Again, just hit it there. Once you know where it is, it works. It's not the fastest, it doesn't need to be. The main thing is that it works. And now the upgrade on the Pixel 7a, which you never had on the Pixel 6a, is face unlock. So let's just quickly demonstrate it while we're here. Again, I'm doing this from behind the camera. Boom, look at that. Perfecto. And I can just go into the device. The only time you may encounter problems with the face unlock is at night time, because if there's low light, you'll get a message on the screen that tells you it's not a big deal, just put your pin or your fingerprint in and then you're on your way.
Now, if you're enjoying this video, then a subscribe to the channel below would be sweltering, and it is free to do, as my analytics are showing less than 2% of you are subscribed to the channel.
As I mentioned earlier, I'm not happy with the button configuration on the Google Pixel devices. However, again, I like to be fair in my analysis. So if we bring over the Google Pixel 6a again. So one thing I do want to show you, and I think I want to give Google some credit, is if you look at the button configuration here, so you should see, first of all, just show you that, look, they are both going to be at the same height. So just lower that there. No trickery or anything. So if you look at the button configuration, you will see that the on-off power button, sorry, what am I talking about? The volume rocker on the Pixel 7a and the on-off power button are lower than what it was on the Pixel 6a, because I suspect people were complaining that it was too high on the 6a. So again, you can see I've got them both at the same length. So again, credit to Google for looking and addressing that point.
Let me take you through very quickly the camera features on the Google Pixel 7a. So go in the camera app, and you can see the bottom carousel there. You've got photo, portrait, long exposure to the far left, night side, panorama and photosphere. Some of these used to be in a more section, but since Android 14 update, they decided to put everything on the same carousel line, which isn't an issue at all. Again, also here, some things. So if you want to add more light, top shot, timer, change the aspect ratio, and obviously you'll have more time than myself, so you can go and need more settings and play about with things in there. Again, let's turn this around to the front facing camera, and again, so look at that, you can add more light, face retouching, top shot, timer, and you can change the aspect ratio again. Okay, so let's now move over to the camera, and as you can see, you've got panorama to the left, video, slow motion, and time lapse. Again, everything really intuitive to use. So swipe up like this, so you can see, starting from the top there, you can use the flash, and next you can shoot video up to a maximum of 4K at 60 frames per second with the rear facing camera. So you've got options, stabilization, and one of my favorite features on this device is the speech enhancement feature. It's not a gimmick, I've covered that in various videos on my channel. What it does do is when you select it, it's not available at all frame rates. You see at 4K 16 it's not available, but at 4K 30, look, it's available. Basically what it does is amplifies your voice and drowns out background noise, which is excellent. It means I don't have to carry an extra microphone, wireless microphone around with me. So really useful features. If you haven't thought about using that feature, yeah, I would highly recommend it. Okay, so let's go here. Let's move over to the front facing camera. Then you can see what's available. So there you go. That's another useful feature, self-illumination. So if you're shooting somewhere, the light is not very good, put that on and you'll be amazed how effective it is. I have made a video on it on my channel. Moving along, you can shoot video up to a maximum 4K at 30 frames per second. And then last but not least, you have the speech enhancement feature. Okay, what I'm going to do now is show you some photos and videos taken with the Google Pixel 7a. And just to note, none of them have been doctored, altered, or AI in any form. You are seeing it straight from the camera.
One thing that Google devices are known for, and that's their stock Android, which is not my favorite, but it works and it's very simple. And also because you don't get duplication of apps, so it doesn't eat too much into your internal storage capacity. And also with Google, again, Android, it means you'll get the updates very quickly. And the other thing to note is that this comes with, I believe it's 3 years of software updates and 5 years of security patch updates. Now, what you must bear in mind is that naturally, if you buy this device a year after release, then you reduce the amount by 1 year.
So in effect, you will get 2 years of software updates up until May 2026 and 4 years of security patch updates up until May 2028. So that should serve you some time.
Now, I have an issue with the internal storage capacity on this device because this only came in a 128 gigabyte model. And what makes it worse for me is that if you take into account the system storage, so I think it's about, can be anything from about 13, 14 or 15 gigabytes. Let's say it's 14 gigabytes. So if you deduct that 14 from 128, so really you're only left with 114 gigabytes to play with, which is not enough for a device of this stature. Say that because you've got the fantastic cameras and you'll want to take beautiful photos and mainly videos, and that's what's going to eat up your internal storage capacity. And before you realize, you'll fill this thing up very quickly.
What is even more disheartening is once your 128 gigabytes is full, you then have to sign up for cloud storage. Guess who with? None other than Google.
I think what Google should do is offer this in a 256 gigabyte model as an option. Okay, the flip side to that is what that will do is it will blur the pricing between the, say for example, the 7A and then the standard 7. You also have your Google feed, so you can catch up with the latest travel, news, sport, tech, fashion, etc. The device also comes with a 60 Hz refresh rate, which I have to say is more than ample for the average person that's using this device. However, you can now increase this to 90 Hz, which is really nice, but you will need to go into your settings menu to set this up. And again, just to put things into perspective, you've got the iPhone 15 and 15 Plus, starting price of what, $800 plus taxes, and they only ship with a 60 Hz refresh rate, whereas you're getting this up to 90 Hz refresh rate at a great price. So I'll leave you to do the maths. One thing that may or may not happen to you, but I'm definitely going to bring it to your attention because it certainly happened to me, and I've had 3 Google Pixel devices, including this one, and that is that usually it's when I'm filming, the device does get hot. Now that's not an issue because other devices do get hot, but with the Google Pixel devices, what tends to happen is that when it gets hot, it will just shut down. It will not work whatsoever. Or the other thing is, when it's hot, you'll get a message on your screen telling you that the device is too hot, meaning whatever you were filming or taking pictures of has gone right out of the window. And what I'm really disappointed about is that this device has the Tensor G2 processor, but yet, like I said, it gets hot to the point that the device stops working. So that's an issue that definitely Google really need to fix.
Of course, this review would not be complete without mentioning the call quality of the device. And I can tell you, over the last 1 year of using the device, there has been no issues with call quality whatsoever. Now, if for example, you're someone that uses your device in a noisy location, you now have the clear calling option within the device, meaning that it should drown out the outside noise and you're able to listen to whoever is on the other end of the line. That was the Google Pixel 7a, which has great hardware, software, cameras, and not to talk of the features packed within the device, which are also found on the Pro series. Overall, a really nice device, especially for the budget conscious who want a leading smartphone in their pocket.